Kuwait International Airport was the scene of the Iraqis' last stand in battle against US Marines on Tuesday night. The huge jumbo jet hangars were completely destroyed in the fighting that left the country's only international airport totally devastated. And out on the stand, the gutted wreck of the British Airways jumbo jet, caught on the ground during the August invasion. It had been thought the aircraft had been flown. Iraqi troops blew up the $150 million aircraft 10 days ago. It will take 6 months at least for this airport to start functioning normally again. It's not just the structural damage. They've taken away office supplies, computers, even the flight simulator. Like the rest of Kuwait City, it's had its heart ripped out by the departing Iraqi troops. Peter Sharp, ITN, at Kuwait's International Airport.
British soldiers in Iraq have been mourning the deaths of 9 of their comrades who were accidentally bombed by US Air Force anti-tank planes.
On a grey desert morning, the regiment of Royal Fusiliers paid their last respects to their fallen comrades. The 9 men who died, 6 Fusiliers and 3 Queen's Own Highlanders, were travelling in warrior armoured personnel carriers like these, attacking an Iraqi gun battery when they were hit by 2 explosions. American A-10 tank-killing planes were seen overhead at the time by our cameras. The Colonel has promised a full investigation.
We don't know for sure. The matter is being investigated. It will be quite a relatively simple matter to establish exactly what destroyed the vehicles, and I expect that to be completed soon, and then we will know exactly what happened. It's important that we do.
As the service in respect of the dead was finishing, the British infantrymen watched as a long line of Iraqi soldiers, their defeated enemy, simply walked into the camp to surrender. Ragged, dejected, they'd left their guns behind in the desert. Each hour, it seems, hundreds more of Saddam Hussein's troops are giving themselves up. The number of prisoners of war exceeds the expectations of the Allies.
Tell them, keep their hands on their heads!
Dealing with POWs on this scale, observing their rights under the Geneva Convention, is a task occupying thousands of Allied troops. This is Paul Davis for the British Television News Pool in southern Iraq.
Israel Radio told civilians they could pack away their gas masks and unseal the rooms they had prepared in case of chemical attack.
Peace in Kuwait, death in Jerusalem. As the Iraqi army collapsed, a Jewish theology student was stabbed to death in the old city. A police patrol in the Arab quarter followed bloodstains through the alleyways and found the body. The police say that the 25-year-old man was probably killed by Palestinians. The government lifted the state of emergency. Israelis were told they no longer needed to carry their gas masks. The threat of more missile strikes had almost disappeared. Rooms which had been sealed against possible chemical or gas attacks were returned to normal. Palestinians in the occupied territories spent most of this war under curfew, Israel fearing a backlash. They also angered Israelis by openly supporting Iraq, and today there were no regrets.
Saddam Hussein has shaken up the whole Middle East, has shaken up Israel, and I think he has brought home the fact that there are injustices and inequalities in this part of the world.
Although Palestinians had pinned their hopes and aspirations to an Iraqi victory, there was a hint of an olive branch on offer from a senior government minister.
The Arabs are not all terrorists. The Palestinians are not all terrorists. Many of them, most of them, do not engage in terrorism. But it is now their decision to break with the past, to break with terror, to break with the annihilationist vision of Israel. That is, an Israel that doesn't exist. If they seize this opportunity, and I think this is an opportunity, then we can proceed, I think, in ways that the world cannot even imagine.
American Secretary of State James Baker arrives here on Monday. It may well be that the pressure on the Israeli government to now address the Palestinian problem will come sooner rather than later. Colin Baker, ITN, Tel Aviv.